it's me. Oh, no. I was on YouTube yesterday, as I am, and I stumbled across crochet and knitting YouTube. And I don't know, it just had me hooked. I was interested. I was feeling the tingle in my fingers to try it myself. And my mom is a passionate knitter. She's knitting socks. Nothing else, but she's knitting a lot of socks. She gave me some leftover wool, which she's not using. And I am making my first crochet project right now, which should be a crop top. I just want to get a feel of it, and I want to know if it's a hobby I am constantly doing now, or if I just do it for 3 days because it sounds fun and then I will never touch it again, which could happen because that's me. But that's the first cup I did. I don't even know if it covers my whole boob, but hopefully. And now I'm doing the second one, and as you can already see, I don't have the same colors anymore I had from the middle part, so it's gonna, I think up to now you could actually wear it and call it fashion. And as you can see, I mean, look at this shitty work I did right at the beginning. But I have to say my second one already looks a lot better. I don't know, I think I did it too loose at the beginning, so I have these weird holes directly in the middle, but the rest looks kind of good to me. I kind of started listening to audiobooks more recently. Already finished 2 of them, so I think that can actually be a very nice activity doing while I listen to audiobooks. Just going to sit here and crochet a little bit, so yeah, let's see. I started to listen to A Court of Thorns and Roses and then realized that I should not be listening to it because I will not understand anything at all about the world building and stuff like this. So I probably should pick a romance. I think romance books are the easiest to listen to because you can like not listen closely and still get the plot. At least that's what I think of them. So let's go to romance. The House at the End of Hope Street. I think that's going to be it.
Lamplight presents The House at the End of Hope Street by Minna von Prague. Words to this song. Sleep, sleep, my sweet, sleep and dream.
It's 6 in the morning. I'm so tired. But I woke up earlier than usual today. I work from home and I only start working at 7. So I might read for a bit in the morning and see if it's good for me. I wish I could tell you I'm one of the people that looks like decent when they work from home, but for me it's mostly an okay top and then sweatpants. Sometimes I do my makeup, but I will brush my hair I promise. This is my crocheting progress, by the way. I did the base of the top. I can link the tutorial I'm following in the description, but it basically looks like half a bikini top right now. Honestly, really thinking about removing 2 rows of this yarn and then doing it again in the white, because then I think it could look kind of cool, but I'm not sure yet. It looks kind of strange, honestly. Doesn't look that bad. That looks bad. That was the first thing I did, but this one honestly doesn't look that bad. I'm so thankful for my air fryer. Best lunch when I work from home. You just take 5 minutes to cut up some potatoes, season them and put them in there, and then you can just enjoy them in your break. I love it.
Flat beneath their feet. When the sun went down, they looked out at the ocean as the horizon turned pink, orange, and red. They walked hand in hand back to the cottage, their faces lit by the flashing lights of fairground rides and casinos, and made
the difference to yesterday's look for me. Office Jenny is a whole nother person. Update. I really changed the color. I really changed the color on this side so it matches a little more, and I did a little bit of the band. It looks kind of like a top now, not like a bikini. But I want to have this part here a little longer so it covers more of my belly. But I'm quite satisfied with the way it looks, because it's the first time I ever crocheted. Not ever, but the first time I really tried to crochet. So yeah, it makes me very happy. And I finished my audiobook. I listened to The House at the End of Hope Street, I guess was the name. I have the picture somewhere here so you can see it. It's basically a book about a house that kind of appears to women when they are in a specific stage of mind where they feel like they don't achieve what they want to achieve, where they just don't know where they should go and what they should do with their lives, and then they kind of end up at this house and they live there for 99 days, and that will change their complete lives basically. And it's the story about 3 different women that are currently living in this house, and actually 4 women, because if you count the landlady as the 4th woman who's kind of also finding things out about herself. And they are all in various stages of age. The youngest person is 18, the oldest person is 82, I think. And yeah, it's just about them realizing things, coming to conclusions, changing up their lives, figuring out what they want from life, and yeah, things like this. So it had very much Midnight Library vibes. If you've read it, you may think it's kind of similar. Not necessarily because the story is that similar, but because the message is quite, yeah, it's, you could compare these two very well with each other. It was a nice thing to listen to. You didn't have to concentrate a lot. At first I thought it would be very predictable. I was surprised at the end a little bit. Of course, a lot of things were predictable, but I think it is just like that with these stories sometimes. Although there was specifically one thing that just shocked me all the way, and I was very embarrassed and I felt very stupid. So for this aspect alone, it was a good thing that I listened to this book. But yeah, I also just wanted to talk a little bit about the difference between reading a physical book and listening to an audiobook, because for me, for a long time, it was very, and it still kind of is, difficult to accept listening to an audiobook as a part of reading. But I just came to the conclusion that I would not be able to achieve my reading goal if I just focus myself on physical books. Because you just need the time. You just need to have the time for it. And if you listen to an audiobook, you can also feel like you're reading, but you can do other stuff while you're doing this. I could crochet, for example. I can clean my apartment. I can cook. And all this time that I can't read, I can listen at least. So I might not have the same experience, because I think it is very different. If you read a book or if you just listen to it, it's a whole nother experience. You are not making up the voices of your own. You're not making up the pronunciation of your own. Sometimes this can be a good thing, because I tend to sometimes misunderstand things because I'm not intonating them as they are supposed to, maybe. But it just takes away a little from the experience when someone else is reading the story to you. But other parts are that you can also easily figure out if you like a book or not. And especially with all these hyped books at the moment, I think it's an easy way, because you have your subscription for the month. You can listen to, there are different kinds of subscriptions. You can listen to, at least you have a set of hours you can listen, or you can listen just how many hours you want, but you just pay once and have a selection of a lot of things you could try out. So I, for example, listened to It Ends With Us, really hyped book. I really enjoyed the audiobook version, but it would not be a book that I need to have in my book collection. You know what I mean? I don't feel the urge to have the physical copy of this book, but I'm glad that I read it. And of course, I could have borrowed it from a library somewhere, because I was able to listen to it. I don't know, it was just easy. I listened to it while I was doing other stuff. And it was a great experience, and I really enjoyed this book. Same with a book from an author I loved when I was younger, when I was like about 13. She wrote one of my favorite book series at the time, the Ruby Red trilogy. I think they are translated into English by now. And she wrote another book series, and I listened to the first book. I think it's only in German, and I realized, by the way, that it's a trilogy and not a standalone, as I thought when I started it. But it was just, I felt so... I don't know, I felt like I was putting myself back in 10 years ago when I was 12, 13, reading these books for the first time, because it was a similar atmosphere, a similar kind of story. Not a similar story in the things that were happening, but just the genre in itself is just similar. But it was nice. It was a good thing to get my mind off of things, but I don't need to have this book in my book collection. I don't feel the need to read this book, but I can listen to it. So I think for this, it's a great opportunity, and it's possibly the only way I can achieve my reading goal, because I will not find the time to sit down with a book every time I want to read. You know what I mean? So I think audiobooks are great. I think we should not judge people who listen to audiobooks instead of reading. I think it still counts as if you have read the book, because you have. There's nothing shortened in an audiobook, is nothing visualized to you, like as if you have watched the movie. You read the book, as it is just that someone else read it to you and you didn't hold it in your hands. And you know, and I think I also have to get off this mindset that it's reading is that much superior than listening to the audiobook version, because in the end, oh my god, I am tangled in my braid with my ring. In the end, you get the in similar output. You know the story, you have heard it, you either like it or you don't like it. But yeah, I think audiobooks are great. That's what I'm learning this year. It's the year of audiobooks for me so far. I have listened to 3 of them by now, so call me a pro. As well as you can call me a pro with this top. I think I will use some time now to work on it again, and maybe I can finish the band today so that I can show you at the end of the video how my top came out. But yeah, that was just my simple rant about audiobooks versus physical books incorporated in this little vlog, and I hope you liked it. I finished my top. Please ignore the fact that I'm wearing it with sweatpants. It's a little, I don't know, smaller than I expected, and I had some issues. The back looks like this, by the way. Because in the video she did it with a 5mm crochet hook. I had a 3mm crochet hook. So for the straps she did like 150 chains, and I was like, okay, I do 200. It was too small, so I added 150 more, and now it kind of fits. I don't know if I will ever wear it, but I own it now and I made it, so that's kind of cool.